For some reason. Come on. There we go. It's that time of week to make you skeet. It's midweek meltdown. To whatever side of me I have the pony boy. Zero's probably going to join us a little later. And I'm Tommy Guns. How you doing, sir?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. I am doing wonderful. It is cold. It is snowy. I hate this time of year. Yes, everybody's going to say, Santa's done for the year. Thank you very much.
Christmas is over.
And so you, sir, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Been keeping busy. Been doing shit, you know. Life's been on the up and up. Got like 3 tattoos, so.
Okay, you gotta, okay, tell the people real quick. What's the one underneath the boob? Because I can't read.
It says Tom and should. That means
what?
The end. Tom and should. It's Arabic for the end. It's finished.
I'm just gonna ask you one question.
Yeah.
You have so many issues with the Middle East. Why would you get a Middle Eastern tattoo on you?
Well, you ever heard the case of the Sunter man?
No, I have not.
I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the last note they found on him, he's a mysterious man they found on the beach, and the last note they found on him was Tom and should. So when I die, it'll be the opposite. People know who I am because I have that tattooed on my chest.
But again, you bitch about Saudi Arabia and them going over there for wrestling events, and then you get their it's kind of an oxymoron.
It doesn't mean like all Arabic countries are bad. You ever seen Borat?
What I'm saying?
You've seen Borat. They're great.
They're nice.
They're nice.
Okay, and then the ones going on your shoulder. What are those? Stitches?
No, that's the well, no, I don't want to give that away. Actually, it's a meaning thing.
We want to know. The people want to know. You started this.
I know, but you know, the people, if they're nerds, they'll know. I want to I'm waiting until someone catches what it is. I'll tell you off air. What's that?
Give us a hint.
It's my favorite movie.
Out of all the, for some reason, I want to say House of a Thousand Corpses, but I know it's not.
No, it's not, but that's a good ass movie. I do have a big package.
Yes, Mr. Explosive Tommy does have a big package. We all know that he is quite the baby iguana wrangler.
Actually, you know, that's what it is. It's a tape measure that shows how big my penis is.
Brokeback Mountain. I mean, there are quite a bit of beautiful mountains in Montana, so Tommy may have a Brokeback. You know, you never know.
You ever seen that movie? It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love Brokeback Mountain. I think it's great. I think they should make a never mind, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
No, but let's it's been a hot minute.
A lot is
want to say very much so, from Netflix to SmackDown, NXT,
to Intercontinental Champions, to US Champions, to
and I know everybody wants to talk about it. Penta last night, as Michael Cole said it last night, the worst kept secret in WWE.
I'm so goddamn happy about it, though.
You want to know what? I've already read there's some heat backstage because that match allegedly went way longer than it should have.
Huh.
But
I kind of felt like that, though. Weirdly enough, I felt like it was a little not one-sided like it should be for first time ever on WWE. You know how it should be more of a squash match? It didn't go that way.
But again, you're looking. I will say this: Chad Gable did have a boo-boo.
I am pretty
when Penta went over the ring ropes, he didn't catch him, and Penta landed flat back. But again, you got Gable in there with Penta. Gable's a solid choice, which why I was reading not have a singles title run for the foreseeable future because they're going to have more people come in after the Rumble and they're going to want them to work with Gable.
So, like, I was gonna say, like, I don't want to use the word enhancement talent, but do you think Gable's in that role right now?
I think Gable is in that position where he truly doesn't need a title.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that the position Gable has put himself in is kind of pigeonholds him now.
I don't think in a bad way though.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're still going to see Gable have great matches, and you're going to see
Mm-hmm.
him be a mainstay on Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
And it just shows how
But
good of a wrestler he is at the
yes,
end
and
of the
he's
day.
safe. Like
Yeah.
zero last night, and we were talking at Industry Tap House. By the way, if you ever need something to do on Monday nights and you're in the Joliet area, come out to Industry Tap House in Joliet, 7 o'clock. We got the party room in the back of the bar, cold drinks. We get some pizza next door, and we watch Monday Night Raw every Monday, 7 p.m. Again, thank you for Industry Tap House for letting us do that. We greatly appreciate it.
I'm there every Monday.
In spirit.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it. Were they going to let Penta do the essential small package pile driver?
Mm-hmm.
And the only other and one of our regulars, Brad, said Penta's the one who does it best.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then you look at that. I don't know what the hell that was, but he planted Gable. And Gable hit it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think it's going to be a great thing with Penta. I do see having issues with him in the future when because everybody's like, oh, what about his tag team partner? You have to maintain him to a position where you don't overly push him, but you still make him relevant.
Yeah.
Because
Keep
if
him
you
moving up.
overly push him and his tag team partner comes in and he's in a great storyline for a title, Phoenix is just going to sit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And like he's not going to do anything. He's going to flounder, and then we're going to have like a Mexicool situation.
You want to know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think, and I'm going to say this right now. I want to see Penta go up against Andrade.
Yeah. You
What I
know that's
want.
happening. That's
Oh, absolutely.
bubbling.
And
Yeah.
we do have people that have never seen Penta wrestle, whether it's because they don't like AEW or whatever reason. On our Facebook page, Tables, Legend Chatter podcast on Facebook, I posted a video from Lucha Underground with Penta and actually Ricochet when Ricochet was with them. That's the type of matches you're going to see out of Penta.
Mm-hmm.
He's extremely talented.
Yep.
He is one of the best luchadors in the game right now. Massive sign, and it's going to be fun.
Well, like Michael Cole said, like everybody considers Rey Mysterio the best luchador ever, but Penta is a very close second. And that's true.
You want to
I
know
believe
what?
that.
I would say Ray sits in that category because he's so old and he's still doing what he's doing. I think you start seeing all these guys coming in, all the luchador background athletes from Penta. You have Andrade, you have Escobar, you have, I'm going to even say Dominic, who's going to start going out on his own. I think you're going to see Rey Mysterio start kind of weaning off like the matches.
No, he kind of is already in some ways.
I think you're going to see it more because you have that new generational luchador talent.
Well, somebody's got to come up while he's winding down, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think it's a bad thing. And again, you have you could see, I could see Ray going to NXT for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but I do think that Penta is an awesome sign. It's going to be a very great acquisition for them, and it's just going to solidify how fast WWE buries AEW.
I don't think they're in direct competition anymore, per se. I think AEW has given up. Like, because if AEW hasn't given up being on direct competition, WWE, they're just shooting themselves in the foot at this point. AEW needs to backtrack a little bit instead of going for the brass ring right away. You got to play chess while they're playing checkers.
And you want to know what? Here's the thing: AEW has started out hot. AEW started off fresh and everything, but the problem is they've turned themselves into WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, I called it from the beginning. It was hot, it was fresh, it was new. But as soon as Vince left and Hunter took over, they really should have reevaluated their talent instead of pushing the older guys.
Yep.
And I love Chris Jericho, but he doesn't need to be in the main title picture.
Well, Big AJ Justice is going to take that title from him. Boom.
That's why they're getting buried. You're signing social media stars that are fucking hacks over your talent. That's why they're losing.
You don't bring the Boom?
He's a fucking joke. He hasn't done anything to deserve where he's at.
Yeah, he used to be like a wrestler back in the day.
But he wasn't worth a damn.
He went against QT Marshall, and that match was not bad.
Oh, wow, you had one match that wasn't even talked about. This is the problem.
TikTok talked about it.
Because he's a TikTok star. It's the equivalent of fucking Logan Paul. It's the equivalent of bringing in any type of social media star.
It's like D-list Logan Paul.
Absolutely. Like, listen, you have when they brought him in to be put in a pay-per-view match, it was literally a fuck your talent that was not on that card saying, we'd rather have a guy who's sponsored by fucking Sam's Club over you.
It's Costco's.
Huh?
It's Costco's.
The same fucking thing. The reason they're going here. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely stupid. It is pointless. If WWE did it, I said the same thing with WWE.
Fair.
You can't keep bringing in these crackpot second or third rate wrestlers and putting them over your talent. That's why people are leaving.
And they're going to pastures greener.
Absolutely.
That's why Penta left,
Listen.
Also, Penta's going to make a fuck ton of money just based on his mask. Like, those kids are going to eat up those masks. Imagine how much fucking money they're going to make.
Dude, they have already a Penta mask for sale.
And I bet it's going to sell out.
Along with all the White 6 masks. That I haven't bought them yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sitting in the cart.
I'm not going to lie. They're way cheaper than I expected. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But I was surprised.
I'm only going to buy 3 of them.
You're going to buy all of them eventually.
No, not right now. I'm not going to buy the Howdy mask because I have the original Howdy. That one looks corny and cheap. The Nikki Cross one, I'm going to buy Huskus. One. You probably. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get the Huskus one. I'm going to get Mercy and I'm going to get the Rabbit. But see, I have a Rabbit mask from Halloween. So it's kind of, but again, everybody knows I'm a collector of it all, and I'm gonna end up buying it. Speaking of the Wyatts, how do you feel about them being moved to SmackDown?
I'm fine with it. They just haven't been doing much, and this ain't even me being ignorant, like, at all. Okay, don't take it in the context of me being like, oh, I'm shit on the Wyatts. They just haven't been doing anything, so I don't think they're Raw caliber. Do I see them on Raw eventually? Yes, but because Raw's on Netflix and they're trying to shoot the biggest loads right now, I think it's a good thing for the Wyatt Six in a way. It helps them develop their storyline without, I feel like if they were on Raw, they would, get bumped down to NXT. I think on SmackDown, they have the right amount of shine. So I'm okay with
who do you want them to feud with?
Who the fuck is even on SmackDown anymore? They've just been doing so much crossover. Let's see here.
I want to see them feud with the Bloodline.
The Bloodline is on SmackDown except for Roman Reigns, right?
Yes, Roman's on Raw.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. I would like to see that. The Viking Raiders on SmackDown? No, they're
Vikings
on Raw.
are on Raw.
There's so much crossover right now. It's literally confusing the shit out of me.
You know what? I agree with Joseph. I think the White Six could be used on all brands.
Yeah.
But again, they had a great story and feud with Chad Gable and American Alchemy, whatever they are.
Well,
American Made. And then even with and I think one of the reasons they got shifted is because the Final Testament is kind of the equivalent. It's like that supernatural vibe. And they had a great feud. They truly did. But I agree with you. I think they have a better chance of standing out more on SmackDown compared to all the high talent they've brought into Raw.
That's the thing. I think they'll get lost in the shuffle. I agree they could be on every brand in a way, but why waste on Raw when you could build a storyline on SmackDown?
True.
You know, like it is. Like I said, they're not doing much right now with them. And
but again, you really don't have much for them to do.
No,
like, you built up Chad Gable and his faction. Great. You rebuilt Karrion Kross in the Final Testament. Awesome. I would have loved to see them go up against Judgment Day. Whatever. But Mr. Andy Hill, good. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah,
the Muffin Man.
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man. Holy shit, your mic actually cut it out, so it didn't work. The Muffin Man, Jonathan, you say.
Anyways, right. I think you're going to see a lot more push from Karrion Kross. I don't think The Miz needs to be involved in that. I personally would like to see Karrion Kross actually get a singles title run. I would personally like to see him be next in line for the IC title.
Who would he win it from, Braun, though?
Well, let's talk about this. It's going to be Sheamus and Braun.
They have been jerking that Sheamus fucking whatchamacallit for.
That's the only title he needs to be a Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, that's what it's called. I get it, but they have been jerking that for the last 3 years?
Well, he got hurt though. Holy if you remember, he got hurt a little bit. So it took some time off. But I think are they having that match at the next Saturday night main event?
I think it's Rumble.
Okay, it might be. I think they're going to have Sheamus winning off him. I really do.
Yeah, because I've heard talks that they're okay with Braun Breaker being in the place he's at right now. He's getting over. He doesn't really need a title, but the title helps kind of thing.
Yeah, Joseph, I like Joseph. He hit on the head, like I said. I think they're going to finally pull the trigger, get him that Grand Slam accolade. He deserves it. And you want to know, they've done a lot with him lately on the outside of WWE, from like college football to pro football to appearances. I like to think they're making sure he has still that connection with everybody, if that makes sense. But again, I'm going to say this right now. I think Braun doesn't need the IC title. I think Kaiser, speaking of Kaiser, Kaiser's still a little green for me. I think I think if you put a title on him now, you're gonna essentially prematurely use him because he's not fully out of Imperium. I think he needs to be fully split from Imperium and Gunther altogether.
What happened to Giovanni Vinci?
He had a couple squash matches and he was absolute garbage.
That's so weird that he's just like, I just remember the one match and that was it.
Yeah, he was horrible. He was kind of like, he can't hack it, so we're going to kind of put him on NXT, and then we're going to just slowly push him out the door.
Yeah. That's really
Speaking of Kaiser, real quick, I got to do this. We all know everybody's happy. I put the pink light on for her. Congratulations, Tiffy. She cashed in, and she is officially at the Tiffy top of the mountain. You Trish Stratus clone.
You know what's funny as hell to me?
What?
is like the whole thing with her betraying Nia and everything. Like they just set her up to be the SmackDown champion, like right off the bat, you know? And it was just a great, like, I love how like you have to like listen to it, and we all thought she was gonna lose. We thought it was gonna break the 100% streak, but as we've seen, the streak
Yeah.
still continues. There's 100% like successful cash in on the women's Money in the Bank.
You want to know what? I can see why they put it on her, because I think they're gonna move Nia to Raw.
They hinted on that last night pretty
Well,
hard.
yeah. So again, I'm not gonna lie. I had get ready to get the bong stick out. I had you had mommy, you had my queen, and you had Cakes Bailey in a ring all together.
Point.
Oh, that was a triple boink. I don't tell. Listen, I was rocked up. I was ready to go. Woo!
Do you know what was going on in the segment, or were you just bricked up the whole time?
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk,
Something
bonk.
along the lines of.
Oh God.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't even care about the segment. Listen, they're all looking very, very pretty ladies. Horny Kendall ready. Oh, I will take a lashing for all three of that. Tell me I'm wrong. Tommy Guns, tell me I'm wrong right now. You wouldn't take a lashing for all three of them.
No, I would, but like
Absolutely.
all women are beautiful. I just want to remind our female
and
viewers
listen. I mean, I've heard of a moose knuckle before, but never a cheetah knuckle.
God.
That kitty looked fierce.
Which one?
I'm talking about Nia. She looked like a cheetah.
Yeah, she did look like a cheetah.
That was a feisty kitty.
Bad Pony Boy, you don't do that in stream. We've been doing it in stream.
Listen, that's how we get the views, baby. That's what we do. No, but I said it last night, and since we're talking about the women's division, I know you wanted to bring up the inaugural United States champion, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green, another one of my favorites that won. I'm on a roll, baby.
And then the one who won it last night, Valkyria.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about those? Let's start with the Chelsea Green title win.
Well, Chelsea Green deserves it for all like she's been putting into her character and everything, and I think it's a good like switching point from her from that comedy character to someone different, you know? And it's just like fun to see like somebody that you wouldn't expect, that you wouldn't figure, you know? I'm like super excited about it, and she's a good wrestler. I mean, she makes us laugh. She's a good wrestler. Like, where's the negative there?
I agree with you on that, but at the same time, I feel like Michin should have gotten it just because she has been there longer and she's been fucked around quite a bit from that bullshit wannabe Mad Max faction to just getting surpassed. I think she's a much better talent.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I feel like if what I think is true, they only put the title on Chelsea Green to get Cardona to want to come back, to say, hey, look, it's different. We're not going to do what we did with you when we gave you the IC title and you lost it the next night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my mind goes old school. I'm thinking United States title. You got to put it on somebody like I would have put it on somebody that I know is reliable. And I'm not saying Chelsea Green's not reliable, but compared to some of the women that are wrestling, you haven't seen a lot from her.
Well, that's the thing, but you haven't seen a lot of Michin either lately.
Okay, fair enough. So like, I probably would have thought like a Bailey, maybe like I personally thought it would have been a better fit for hold on.
It's a sleepy boy.
It's a sleepy pony today. No, like somebody that Bailey, just because you know she's always gonna like show up and perform. But you want to good for Chelsea Green. I think she's gonna have a decent title reign. I'm not gonna say great because I feel like you want to know what I really don't know. Just because I was shocked how long Liv Morgan's was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be the same thing because you got Piper Niven as the bodyguard.
That's true. But for how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until Piper Niven gets jealous. But
then
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to get into the Lila Valkyria one. I am glad she won. And I think it should have went on more of a veteran like Natalya, though, for sure.
You want to know what I think? And the only reason I say Natalya should have got it is simply it's the IC title. Everybody in the Hart family, from Brett to Owen to the Bulldog, they all and again, I'm going to say not all, but Jim the Anvil Neidhart did not get the IC title, but he wasn't as big as those three. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can even say Chris Benoit because he was trained in the Hart Dungeon. So was Jericho. All these guys who have carried the legacy of the Hart family dynasty have had that title, and it would have been like a little homage to say, hey, we want you to be the first Hart woman to hold this title because of what the title means to your family's name and to the company.
Was she even in the competition?
I think she was. She was, maybe. I think she was. I'm like 80, 90% positive she was.
Yeah, but she's like, God damn. Man,
but I've been hearing they want to give her one more title run, but it doesn't make sense. Because, and this is what I said at the watch party last night. Now I know everybody's thinking in the background, oh, Pony's hating on the women's division. Oh, this and that. I'm sorry, but all of these young, up-and-coming female wrestlers that you're seeing now, I am in high belief that come the Rumble, they're all just going to be pushed to the wayside.
You know what I just thought about who I see winning the Rumble?
We will talk about that who?
Natalya.
No.
Give her that shot. Give her that story. She's like, I need this title. This is my one last run.
I could see them. I know what I can see them doing. Having her win the Elimination Chamber match in Toronto.
Oh yeah, because
if you're gonna do it, you're gonna give her one of the biggest pops because she's winding down. You know she is. She's been going hard for years, and me being, I think that would be one of the greatest things you could do to her in her career is give her the title win, Elimination Chamber in Canada, huge. And then, but again, you got the Rumble coming. I've seen the possibility of who's coming back, which is going to push all this talent to the wayside. Unfortunately, Jade Cargill's supposedly coming back. I can't stand her. I wish she would just go back to AEW and shut the fuck up. There we go. Was tired of looking at Pony trying to catch it. Go Sticks. Thank you, buddy. You have Becky coming back. You have Charlotte. You have Alexa Bliss. You have Jordan Grace coming from TNA. Rumor is the Bella Twins want to come back. The rumor is that AJ Lee is going to come back for a little bit for the Rumble. The problem is you have all of these stars coming to WWE now and the returning ones who have more clout and kind of like more gas, more juice. And again, you're not going to want to see Chelsea Green on Smack. If USA says, hey, we want this title on Charlotte, she's losing to Chelsea Green, you kind of have to follow the you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's the pecking order.
Yeah. So is she going to, again, it all kind of depends. And I'm not bad-mouthing the women's division right now. Listen, I'm trying to be equal. I'm trying to be equal.
Yeah. No, you're not.
I did see some possibilities for the men's Rumble. Everybody knows Joe Hendry. Another one from TNA could make an appearance. would be Dolph Ziggler, which I think would be cool. But he'd come out as Nick Nemeth. Matt Cardona is one of them. And who is the other one? Shit.
John Cena.
Well, we all know John Cena. We're going to talk about that in a minute because I want to get everybody's opinion. So I want everybody who's watching right now, post in the comments right now, who do you want to see John Cena wrestle for his last match? We'll go that route. But, speaking of the Rumble, let's kind of go into Monday Night Raw, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we kind of hit on it. How do we feel? We had technical difficulties last week. We do apologize. So let's kind of go back and forth from the inaugural episode on Netflix. How did you like it? Did you think it delivered?
Oh yeah. I thought it was pay-per-view caliber. I had fun. It was exciting, match to match. There was a lot of complaints about it being more promo-y, but I'm like, it's like the first episode of a TV show. This is the first episode of Netflix on Raw, so you got to build the storylines, you got to build the characters. Like we're gonna see this for a while, where they're gonna placate to new fans. So I know we're gonna start seeing bitching, being like, "Oh, why are they simplifying shit, doing this and that?" Well, I love how they put it immediately, because again, I can't watch it live. Like I'm working and shit like that.
Yeah.
I love how they immediately put it on. They don't censor it right away. They take their time and go back.
I don't think they are gonna censor it because it is.
They did the last episode. They censored out the "fuck you" solo chants and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But it took them 3 days. So
interesting.
Yeah.
While we're talking about them and editing things, how do you feel about the time? Like there's really no time restraints.
It's fine. When they edited that last episode, they edited down to 2 hours and 20 minutes though. So I feel like instead of seeing more, we're going to see less because of that. Especially as Netflix gets more live shit.
I mean, you look at last night, it was only a 2.5 hour show. They still had a half hour after the Priest-Finn match.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're just gonna instead of prolonging it, they're gonna be shorter. No, I bet we'll see some longer episodes getting close to WrestleMania and shit like that. But now,
Triple H did say it would be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours long. But again, like you said, they're the second week, they're still fixing it, whatever.
Yeah.
How do you like
job?
They are. I think it's gonna be great. How do you like the drone camera they got going?
Fucking love it. It blew my mind.
There was a lot of people that liked that one, especially with Jay's entrance or whatever.
It makes it look so much cooler. God. I just love it because they're pumping some money into this shit.
Oh, absolutely.
God.
Your opinion on the Seth Rollins CM Punk match from the premiere episode of Netflix?
I give it a 3 out of 5. I felt like there were some points that it was good, it was nonstop, but it felt lackluster at the end.
It did. It felt like it was missing, and I feel like we're gonna see him go at it again. But I don't know if they were just trying to prolong the story, but it just didn't seem like the match that I had envisioned in my dome. That wasn't it, man.
No, and they've just left a lot open and everything. So, what do you think about Hulk Hogan getting booed out of the fucking building?
Here's my opinion on it. It's not the first time the man's been booed.
Right? That's what I thought too.
And listen, you want to know what? For everybody watching this, I'm going to say this right fucking now. Wrestling fans are so fickle. And we are truly the biggest hypocritical fans in the world. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Do you know why they booed him?
Why?
Everybody's saying they booed him because of his promotions for Trump. But When The Undertaker came out, who was also an avid Trump supporter, he had nothing but cheers. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Hogan made millions on being booed when he went to the NWO side of things. Cool. And again, you can't knock Hogan. You can't sit there and say, well, Hogan, this Hogan. Without Hogan, we would not have anything. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Whether you like the man, whether you don't like Hogan, without Hulk Hogan is on everybody's Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers. Because without even if you don't like him, because if you didn't have him, you wouldn't have the John Cena's, you wouldn't have the Cody Rhodes, you wouldn't have them.
No.
You wouldn't have. Again,
you wouldn't have WWE what they are now.
Exactly, absolutely. So I think the boos, yeah, cool, whatever. You can say he's this, say he's that, but put that comment up. Put that comment up. Put that up. So here's where I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to kind of argue this one a little bit. Why? Because he said comments 15, 20 years ago? Why? Because he may have said something, but wait a minute. Hasn't everybody ever said something 15, 20 years ago that, I may not see it the same way as I did now?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there to promote his shitty beer. He wasn't there to promote anything but wrestling. And he was there to promote Netflix. Here's what people have to understand. You have to learn to separate life from in the ring. Yes. Is Hogan a racist? I don't know. I don't know the man. I refuse to sit there and read shit and listen to people sit in fucking comfy chairs every day telling me, hey, he's a racist. You shouldn't talk. Do you know the man? I mean, I'm going to be honest. I have said some very hurtful things in my past. I don't think I'm a racist.
Mm-hmm.
I love and hate everybody equally.
Yeah.
So for them, so Joseph and other people who sit there and say, oh, he's a racist, he this and that. Wasn't Booker T the one that dropped the N-word on national television? Like, I'm just asking, my brother. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and say they booed him because he's a racist. You can't sit there and say, oh, they booed him because he's this or that. Hogan likes the boos. They're all has-beens, Joseph. They're all has-beens. You look at half of AEW's roster, they're has-beens. I'm sorry.
At that point, yeah.
What everybody understand, you hear Hogan say it. You heard Piper say it. You hear Ric Flair and Sting and all of these guys, and you hear Taker say it. They're in their mind, they can go, but their bodies can't. So I fully understand it. Like, you can't just sit there and do something for 20, 40 years and just, I'm done. I'm gonna walk away. You can't.
Yep.
You can't chastise or crucify somebody for still wanting to, and I'll say it. Is it so they remain relevant? Sure.
But don't we all want to stay relevant?
Yes. Here's what I'm going to tell you. For all these people who don't understand why they keep bringing like Hogan and these people back, go watch The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Damn good movie.
Go watch The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke and you will understand why they keep doing what they're doing. Tom, you want to?
Yeah, but you know me. I think Hogan deserves some of the flack, not just because racist remarks and all that kind of stuff. Like we've all said shit, before, and like, I just think the way he's gone about things with that, like he's just full ass ignored it. Like he hasn't really apologized or anything like that. Like people should hold him accountable in those ways.
Apologize. He sent out a long document saying that he didn't think the same way. It was years ago, but again. How can you crucify a man who was 20, 40 years ago, making a comment that back then may not have been to the, you know what I'm saying? Times were different back then.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's a double-edged sword with that.
But the thing is like my argument with always that, and I've told people that, like, that say times were different back then. It's like, well, it still didn't make it right.
Exactly. If it doesn't
Yeah.
make it right, don't bring it up.
Well, yeah, I don't
Like,
disagree. It's
listen,
just it's a weird point for me because I definitely agree why people boo with him, but I definitely understand. Like, I do agree with the whole thing. You need to separate, like, except for some exceptions like Chris Benoit and all those guys. You need to separate the character in the ring from the person.
it's like,
and you know what? Wrestling is subjective. Like, at the end of the day, if you want to boo the man, who gives a shit? I boo Hulk Hogan. You know what? But am I going to be like? Is it because of not just wrestling stuff? No, I'm a wrestling fan at the end of the day. I never really liked Hulk Hogan, so I'm gonna boo him, But like,
and you hit it. It allows you to enjoy it on different aspects.
Yeah,
and once it's over,
opinion,
people.
Yeah, exactly. There are people outside of it. I don't like Terry Bollea, the guy, either, though. But I don't think anyone really does.
Here's the thing. When you have guys like Hogan and Flair, they lived their gimmick, and I personally don't think they can turn it off.
No.
I think they can.
God, no. I can't imagine many wrestlers that can turn it off, but anymore it's just like them. Like CM Punk out of the ring. Daniel Bryan's the same.
And you know, CM Punk has openly said it too. He goes, he has no problem signing autographs. But if you see him out with his wife or dog or doing something, be respectful. Don't just bum rush him and say, hey, do this. Like, he don't owe you a fucking thing.
No.
In all reality.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. Like, just because he's famous.
And
what the hell? Like, I want to do to Pat. Oh, you're just going against Pat McAfee there.
Yeah.
What is with the Pat McAfee hate? We all loved him, and now all of a sudden everyone's just hating on him.
I think everybody's just. I know it's funny you bring that up. I think a lot of people are hating on him because Corey Graves is supposed to go to NXT, and Corey Graves is not happy about that.
It's Pat McAfee, though.
You want to know what? I think Pat McAfee is absolutely great. I think you have the new version of Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, just because you have like Michael Cole and JR are very like straight and narrow, but Pat McAfee and the King are just over the top with it.
Yeah, and you need that like comedy guy with the straight man, and he really brings Michael Cole out. Like,
dude, you want to? It truly is.
I haven't seen Michael that happy ever. I don't think.
The Michael Cole even. What was it, like 2 years ago, a year ago? Michael Cole said he refreshed and rejuvenated him as an announcer.
And you could clearly,
which is awesome.
I mean, yeah, and I'm sure Vince McMahon not being in his ear helped a lot too.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wanted to real quick. I wanted to give a shout out to Rocket Pro Wrestling Blitz. They had their January event resolution this past Saturday. It was absolutely another, again, banger of a matches, banger of a show, another great production. Everybody over at that company is great. That's Rocket Pro Wrestling. We tagged them in a lot of our stuff on the Facebook page. Their next event is Cupid's Carnage? Yes, Cupid's Carnage.
Yeah, I saw that.
February 8th. Now, tickets will be sold at the door. Once again, me and Zero and myself will have a select number of tickets. So if you want to come through us, we can get you the tickets. So you will have one saved. I have spoke to a couple of the wrestlers there, and I've spoken to their management. You are not going to want to miss this one. They're coming off of Resolution right in the matches are stacked for this card. Absolutely bangers after bangers. Again, Rocket Pro Wrestling. Every month they do have it there on all social media accounts. We tag them a lot. We'll put the link in this bio. So again, thank you, Rocket Pro, for another wonderful weekend.
I also want to because it's we're talking about Raw that was in LA, and I think CM Punk hit it on the head too. Yesterday is that we want to thank the firemen for sure out there.
Yeah.
I know I have a few that listen in Helena right now, and I know they're probably out there in LA fighting the fires, and you guys are fucking heroes. Everyone that's out there doing their thing right now, much appreciate it. We're all pulling for you, and it's tragic. We're thinking about the people and everything like that. We always like to make jokes about Californians, but at the end of the day, they are people, and we do care.
It's not an easy thing going on, and again, they don't necessarily know. I've heard multiple variants of how the fire started, whether it be two kids playing with a box of matches, or somebody was lighting fireworks off on New Year's Eve. Either or, please. Just keep the first responders in your prayers. I do have a bunch of friends that are firefighters and EMTs, so I know what the families of those first responders out there are going through. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah. So that's it's a tough one.
Yeah, and thank you. Seriously,
yep,
fuck, I couldn't do that shit.
No, fuck no.
You men and women are more men than me.
Yeah, absolutely. they fight fires. I fight, cravings of Twinkies and ho-hos.
I fight demons.
We all do. Let's get into the how do we feel?
I love how bricked up has become a comment by everybody in our comments.
I think that'll have to be on the next shirt we do. We get bricked up here at TLC or something stupid.
I just say these stupid things and they last for weeks. I love it.
Hey, listen, when you sell, man. When you're hot, you're hot.
Exactly. Call me the Iron.
I want to get your opinion on the Dominic Mysterio thing. How much longer do you have him in the Judgment Day?
I was actually thinking about this earlier when we were talking about Penta. How long do we have with the Judgment Day, really? I could see Finn Balor and JD fucking going off and doing their thing. I think Carlito's on his way out because, when's the last time we saw Carlito in a match even?
I thought Carlito was just signed to like a Legends deal or something.
Yeah, what does he do? He doesn't even talk.
He's yeah.
I don't know what they would do with Dom, which is weird, but they're definitely breaking him and Live Up. I don't know. I think it's the end of Judgment Day, and it's kind of sad because it's burnt out rather than faded away, it just from what the Judgment Day was with the start of Adam Copeland and all that stuff to where it is now. And then they're going to kill it. And it's fine that they're killing it, but it's just man, what an ending.
I think the Judgment Day has run its course, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you hit the nail on the head. When the Judgment Day is over, Finn's gonna still have his career. Carlito will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Dom, I think Dom will flourish. I think Dom is doing so much better.
I just wonder what they'll do with him. Right?
I know what I could see Dom. I would like to see Dom feud with Penta at some point. I want to see Penta and Ray have a match at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I could possibly see if Dom goes babyface again, he could be tagged up with Penta for the sole fact they kind of have the same style, the same gear and whatever. I think it would be a nice fit. But again, you also got to remember Phoenix is coming once his contract is up. So it's kind of what are we going to do?
Will they put I think it's time for Dominic just to be a single star. I think it's ready time for him to go on his own. He's been in groups. He's been with Mysterio. When have we seen him just
he did have the North American title for a little while.
Yeah, but he was still at the Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never been just Dominic.
Yeah,
like
I think
it
his
makes him
time is
seem
coming.
weak. Yeah, it just makes him seem weak for that reason. Like they still don't trust in him, and we've seen him flourish, get better. He's awesome
Yeah,
on the mic. He's a great wrestler. Like it's just time to let the let the baby bird
you want
out
to know
of the
what I
nest.
think? I think you're going to start seeing the unfolding of it, and I'm just going to try to foreshadow my opinion. I think Dominic is going to throw the first stone of hints that the Judgment Day is breaking up, because I
Mhm.
think he will be the one to eliminate Finn Balor from the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, we still got
Because
the
if you
road.
noticed last night, Finn Balor basically told him, "Go do what you're told. Go be a lapdog. Whatever.
Hmm.
We don't need you."
Yeah.
He was the only one that didn't come out to jump Priest.
Oh weird. Yeah, he wasn't. And
So
live.
well, I truly think that Finn will get eliminated by Dom for the
Hmm.
Rumble,
And this will
and
be
then
the end of Judgment Day.
yes, yes. But again,
Again, I have a gnat. You know how we were talking about gnats earlier?
yep, I don't
I'm
get it.
literally looking at one right now.
Little
How
pecker
in the
net.
fuck are they alive?
I don't know. But again, you
Sorry.
also have guys like Aleister Black, whose contract is up, and he said he's done with AEW.
I'm so excited for him to come back to
Rumor is
WWE.
he's coming back to be a part of the Wyatt somehow. I don't know. Like again, this is one of my favorite times of year to be a wrestling fan, because a lot of contracts are coming up. It's the end of the year. You have the Rumble, and it's exciting.
It's
You
the
can
road to WrestleMania, baby.
it's coming. It's coming,
Yep.
Daddy.
Yep. And it's good. Fucking great. We've almost been doing this 3 years.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if we hit our 100th episode yet.
We'd have to talk to Zero about that one. If we have a 100th episode coming up, I want to do something really fun with it. I don't know.
We
We
should talk
probably
about
could.
we could have a 3-hour special like Raw.
That'd be cool. We could
That
definitely
would
do it.
be way fun. We would run out of shit to we would run out of shit to talk about, so we'd just get balls deep and stuff. Right below, if you want to see a 3-hour podcast with us for our 100th episode.
I think we'd actually have to have people come on during that one and like give them like little time slots. That'd be cool. What did what else did you want to bring up there, Mr. Guns?
What else has happened? Okay, so we just like Rumble, like in general. I fucking with everything going on with the new Raw and all that kind of stuff, and like I literally forgot about the Rumble. I remember it yesterday when you had Drew and Seth and Punk out there. Which, by the way, there's a lot of fucking star power going in this Rumble.
You want to know what? And I couldn't agree with you more.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost worried about it though.
Why?
What are you going to do for the rest of the Rumble? You're just going to base it around the 2 Rumbles?
No, you can have a couple matches. You could have, well, you're going to have at least one of the main big titles defended. So
Yeah.
again, you could probably do. Well, you figure what? The Rumbles are going to be an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you want to keep it within the 3-hour time frame, you could realistically do 4 matches, maybe have either Cody versus Kevin or Gunther versus somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You could have both of the titles defended. You can have at least, you can have ideally have 4 matches. You can have 2 half-hour matches and then two 1-hour matches. You can do a couple 15-minute matches here and there for a title, whatever. But again, with the Rumble, they're going to have that hour blocked off for the men and women.
So that's like 2 hours right there.
Yep.
What do you think we're going to start with? Because there's always a Rumble that starts. So you think it'll be the men or the women's this year?
I think it'll be the women's. I think it'll be the women's, just because I think they have a lot more of a storyline and time invested into the men's. And again, that's not me knocking the women's division.
No.
But
it seems like they only got key players right now in the women's division. They got more to play with within the men's.
I'm excited. I'm more so excited to see who comes back than who wins.
I'm more excited to see who comes back in the women's Rumble rather than the men's. To be fair, you got Becky Lynch, Charlotte. Jordan Grace, fucking Jade Cargill. Still counts, but like fucking
AJ Lee, Alexa
yeah,
Bliss,
maybe the
Alice,
Bellas. Like
maybe.
that'll be an
And then
exciting rumble.
you got possible surprise entrants,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing with the women's Royal Rumble, that they always keep those pretty much on lock and key. It's actually really kind of cool and old school.
The last year one sucked though. There wasn't that many surprises. It was just
no, and you want to know what? Maybe sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, just
it's
because
like any
they
rumble
have
though.
so much talent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in Indianapolis, so you're gonna try to find somebody from that area to come in and make an appearance. And
Who's from Indianapolis?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he's just in the women's rumble. He comes out in both rumbles. Like, yeah, it's Pat. Like, I would actually love that if Pat came out for both rumbles, just because he's like the only person I can think of from India. Who the fuck else is from? I feel like we're missing a big one, but no, I think they'll start with the women's because like they have a lot to build with the women's rumble. Like I said, they're only focusing on key players right now, which isn't a bad thing. But like with the returns of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, all those kind of stuff, you give it the male ability like you can with the men. But the men right now, there's just so many storylines and so much fluctuating and so much you can do with it. And they don't have as many key players. It's more spread
I
out
think
amongst the men.
you're hitting the nail on the head with that one. It's very spread out in the women's division, and with the men's, it's almost overpacked. It's almost too much.
But they could
So
build so
I'm
many storylines.
as
Yeah,
interested as I am with seeing who's in the men's rumble. I'm really anticipating to see who's excluded from the men's rumble.
that's true. That's going to be very interesting.
And that's a different take, because normally I'm excited who's coming or whatever, and you can never trust the list. You never can, and that's
No.
okay with me.
Yeah. The list is always a lie.
Yes, the list is a lie.
Who do you think is going to win the Rumble? Let's end it on that.
Who do I think, or who do I want? Which one you want first?
We'll do who do you want first?
Men or women?
Let's go women first.
Jordan Grace.
Well, yeah.
I think she's gonna win, and I want her to win.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
And I would sell my left nut for Grace and Mommy.
Is that who you have projected to win? Well, no, Mommy has the title, so
I know exactly, but I'm projecting Jordan Grace to win.
Yeah. Oh, to go against Mommy, that'd be a good muscle Mommy match.
Oh God in heaven!
Oh God. And then who do you think is going to win, though?
Unfortunately, Charlotte.
Yeah.
I don't nothing against Charlotte. She's done great. She's one of the originals. But
they got to do something with her coming back. They got to put her in the front
I
of the
don't
line.
think you're not going to put her in the tag team. You're not going to, or I mean, I think she would be a great United States champion. I think her and Chelsea Green would have a great feud.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with history and history repeating itself, I think they're going to just have Charlotte win it just because. But I picked Jordan Grace. I picked that muscle mommy.
I would like Asuka.
Ooh.
I think because she's won everything else, essentially. She's never won a Rumble, has she?
Did.
She did?
She won it the same year Nakamura won it.
Oh, well, then it just fucking throws that out. Well, we've never had a two... No, I'm going to keep that one because we've never had a two-time Rumble champion in the women's.
Okay, fair enough.
That would be interesting. And she's earned almost every accolade in WWE. Yeah. So, like, I mean, she's probably going to be the first Grand Slam champion now that we have the United States and Intercontinental champion.
Well, before wasn't like Bayley a Grand Slam because she held both the women's titles.
Oh,
she held
yeah.
the tag. Mm-hmm. But again, now that you added two more titles, you kind of gotta adjust that bracket.
Yeah.
Or that area of Grand Slam champions again.
Yeah, you gotta redo it because will Bayley's count after that? But
I think they will. It's Bayley.
Yeah.
It's the cakes.
But like I'd like to see Asuka, like Charlotte for sure. I
Yeah.
think like they just got to put her up front. And I wouldn't. No, I would hate seeing a fucking another Rhea Ripley and Charlotte match. I would hate that.
Well,
Tiffy wouldn't be
technically,
bad.
hold on now. Technically, you need to have the rubber match between Charlotte and Mommy.
But it's always been for the title.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to have that rubber match.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, I've always enjoyed their matches with each other because they're both extremely tall and moderately muscular women. So
Talented
to see
liquid
that,
wrestlers.
yeah,
Oh,
I
shit.
think But going to the men's, I'm gonna let you lead that off. Who do you want to win?
I headphones knocked off right when you were talking. What did you say?
Okay, same question, but with the men's division, who do you want to win, and then who do you think's gonna win?
I want John Cena to win. I think it's just a good ending to his career. He could vacate the title after that, which would make for an interesting storyline. Maybe they could build it up to SummerSlam to who wins the actual title after he vacates it. Like that would be a fucking epic build up there.
So kind of like what they did with the women's IC and women's United States, have like a tournament style.
Yeah, and like make it big all the way up until SummerSlam. Make it mean something. Make it like a big fucking deal like that.
But could you? Okay. But if he wins the title, who does he win the title off of?
Cody.
Do you think SmackDown can go without a champion that long?
I think if they build the intrigue, and I trust in Triple H to do it, I think they could. Okay. This is why it's the I want, though, not the who do I think is going to win, because, like, I don't know if they do something that risky. God damn, that would be some good fucking storytelling.
That would be very, yeah.
Yeah, if they could carry it all the way to SummerSlam from WrestleMania and just make a giant bracket, have every wrestler involved, qualify, like just make it a thing. Fuck yeah. Like,
yeah, that'd be something different.
You could get Chad Gable to win like 3 of the matches, and you'll be like, oh shit, he's coming up, and then lose. Like just exciting.
I like it.
But who I think is going to win, because he's just been promised this for years. He's just come back. He didn't get it last year because of injury, is CM Punk. I really think they're probably going to pull the trigger this year with it and finally give him a WrestleMania moment. My real question with that one, too, is will it be Saturday or Sunday? And I think CM Punk wants it that Sunday. He wants the main event.
Absolutely. I think whenever it comes to, and again, this is nothing but against the women's, but I think that the women's main event for the women's title for the Royal Rumble winnings should be the last match on Saturday night. And then the men do it on Sunday night.
And then maybe switch it, next year and stuff like that.
No, don't switch it.
Don't switch it. They had that killer Bianca Belair and fucking Mercedes Moné now, but like they had that amazing WrestleMania match, like at that.
I was never a fan of Moné. Was never a fan of. But no, who I think's gonna win? I think Punk's gonna win.
Yeah.
Who I want to win? No, scratch that. Who I want to win is going to be Punk. Who I want to win, but who I think is going to win is going to be Roman.
I just can't do it again.
I know, but again, it's what Netflix wants, man. That's always in the back of my mind.
Well, yeah, it's money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Cena deserves it, though. I think if Netflix is going to build storyline like to an penultimate thing, and yes, I looked it up. I'm using it right now. They're going to fucking go with like the storyline of Cena, because what a great way to start your season 1 of Raw. Technically with a Goku-esque ending to a main character that's been around for years. I mean, that's essentially why he's retiring this year, is because they're on Netflix. They want to build that intrigue. They want to get the views and all that kind of stuff. Like,
and it's not a bad way to set it up.
No. And God, if they would do that idea I had, could you imagine? You just fucking imagine. Oh God, they won't do it, but God.
So,
Yeah.
well, it is that
anything else
hour.
to say?
You want to know what? It's
Mhm.
about that hour once again. I hope everybody had a happy and safe holidays this year. You know, everybody stay warm, stay hydrated, stay healthy. Again, we want to. Zero was not with us this week because he had some other things to take care of and took precedence over.
He's sniffing glue in an alley.
Listen, we told you not to say anything. Now people are going to judge him. Because but the $1 million question is how many glue sticks can he fit in his nose? His nose is fucking huge.
Yeah, it's true. Probably 4.
I'm thinking 2 in each nostril.
Yeah, about 4. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, and he just stands around his house getting high that way.
Hey, listen, man. But no, again, we want to thank you everybody for watching and listening. I want to thank everybody who comes out to the Monday Night Raw watch party once again. That is at Industry Tap House in Joliet, Illinois, 7 p.m. to whenever Raw is done, and then we sit and chill out and we watch the rest of football. Everybody's welcome, 21 and older. Tommy.
Well, like always, I want to thank you for taking a few moments out of your day to listen to us. I hope you have a good day, a good month, a good year. Don't go out there yucking anybody else's yum. We are in exciting times right now. Not only do we have the Super Bowl coming up, which, is just fun. I'm not even a huge football fan, but goddamn, I love this time of year for that.
Yes.
But we're on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we're almost on our 3 years here at Tables, Ladders, and Chatters. There ain't no yucking our yum. What's that?
Tommy's coming home for a while in April.
Yep. And then we're bricked up constantly around here. So that's how we roll. But I'm just happy. I love where this is going. I'm so, like I've said every week, I'm so happy Raw is on SmackDown now. I will be very informed. I will know things instead of watching Instagram clips. It's just going to be a good year. I'm excited to see where things go. But
absolutely. And again, we will be here every Tuesday. We're going to start getting back to our side projects. Tommy's going to start bringing you the tragic tales of wrestling. Zero has his other side of the mic. And then I will start bringing you Tantrum Thursdays.
Yeah, we got to get on that.
It will not be this Thursday. Something has come up. So next Thursday, I will bring a brand new Tantrum Thursday from the boy, the one and only Pony Boy.
And I will get a tragic tale. I'm honestly thinking about finishing my pre-recorded one. It's so good. But I don't know. New format. We'll see where it goes. New format. We say that every week, but it's a work in progress. But anyways,
again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your weekly episode of the Weekly Meltdown on behalf of Mr. Tommy Guns and Zero and myself. Stay blessed, stay healthy. And keep chattering on, you beautiful people.
Chatter on, my
chatter on. Chatter on, my chatter. We'll figure it out.